Alright, talking about the Friday breakdown from the 19th of May, also reviewing my trading week. Um, Friday was not a particularly good day because I didn't follow my process, so we'll get into that. Talking about the SPY ETF of the S&P 500, still in long-term uptrend, big picture uptrend. Recent trend action was sideways range near the all-time high, failure to go up at the all-time high. Kind of rejected back down this wide range bar. Volatility and volumes picking up, but not really showing much directionality. Still just kind of trapped in this longer big picture range. So, but big picture trend is still up in the market. Top two pre-market movers were DYN, so Dyne Energy, utility sector, but this thing's like penny stock and also 26% gap, hard pass. PTXP, another one that's just a monster gap. It was like 16, 17% gap. I mean, to all-time highs, and also the volatility on this is crap. So, you know, some days the high volume traders like do come from pre-market, but they just haven't been lately. So to break down my two trades, I'll do my two trades, then we'll go over the best two trades I saw um, from Friday, and then I'll review my trades Monday to Friday, and that'll be it for the video. So broke down the SPY. So my first trade was Lulu. So Lululemon, they do clothes and such, like sporting apparel. Big picture in this is down. Recent action is kind of a gap down to all-time lows. Failed to go up at the top of this gap and kind of had some a move back down to the bottom of the Kelvin channel, also kind of the all-time low. Had this like narrow range doji at the all-time low, so just was looking for a trend continuation trade at below the all-time low around 48.60. The reason why this is a bad trade, we opening spike. So number one, not only do we opening spike, but the ATR on this day is, I mean, maybe $1.50, $1.60 at best. And we go down, high to low off the open. Excuse me, is about $1.30 right off the open. And also, so that's number one. Sorry, it's freezing up a little bit. Number two is obviously that we have a lot of absorption coming in at the low of day. Like this is not, the volumes coming in as people are stepping in to buy. So it's very readable from the price action. So this is not a bull flag. This is not a window. This is not an opening drive below the prior day's low. So just not one good trade. Some other notes. What I say? Not enough meat left on the bone. In Lulu anyway, it's not really volatile enough. I mean, moving a buck is okay. There are definitely better vehicles to trade, and the volume hasn't really been, high since this one day. So I think there were just better stocks to trade, but definitely not enough meat left on the bone from when I was trading that. And it's obviously no wonder why I had a losing trade. Just not a good intraday setup. Right. So the other one was LL, which actually was an in-play stock today. So lumber liquidators, consumer cyclical sector. We've talked about what they do. Big picture trend is up. Recent trend action is just kind of like a couple overlapping days at the all-time high. So, what's bad for this long is naked gap Keltner. So I think my rule is just no longs and naked gap Keltners. Just in the, if you naked gap open, is there going to be wide range days? I think I would just miss every wide range day and a naked gap Keltner day, then be involved in any losing trades because it's such an easy way to just take better opportunities. So, could you have taken this trade? So, one, we naked gap open. Two, we go up, $1.90, pretty much straight off the open before 10 a.m. So we've basically done what a wide range ATR on this day. It was like 220, right? And this day, I mean, the other widest range day was like 245, right? So basically saying, we've gone up from high to low about $2, like right off the open, right at the beginning. You know, the volume was really good, so you know, if you could have been looking for this first pullback to VWAP, for a scalp, if you would have said, you know, I'm buying this little overlap or anywhere in here, you know, 20 cents to risk the high of day. So that's a 4-to-1 scalp, but you know, we're not looking for scalps. I want trend trades. So as a scalp, that's a fine trade. I think, you know, I ended up taking this one, which was prior, because I saw this prior resistance, so this prior, you know, volume came in as we broke out to new high of days. We pulled back, so I bought in here. I did make, I don't know why I was holding as long as I did. I should have just gotten out. I think I went for a walk, like after I threw on this trade, because I was kind of frustrated about Lulu, about how poorly I traded Lulu, and then, you know, once again, this is like another scalpy trade, right? It's like, okay, I'm risking, you know, whatever the fuck I was risking here, like, you gotta risk 16 cents, and for the high of day, it was, these fucking lines, you know, like 3-to-1, so 3-to-1 scalp, but, am I taking scalpy trades? No, that's not the kind of trade I'm wanting, kind of trade I should be taking, so once we get this kind of lower high, potential lower high in here after we fail to go up, you know, should we be getting out right there instead of getting stopped out at VWAP, which was like right around here where I got stopped out. So, you know, could have avoided that. Maybe even had like a small winner in LL. But just the whole problem with this is this is not a trend trade. This is not the kind of trade I should be taking. Like, the move's already done. You know what I mean? Like, oh my god, the magic 250 number that we talked, you know, 240, 250, it's like, you know, not enough meat left on the bone. So that's twice. So my three things I was focusing on the big picture, making sure that I had a real entry, and checking that there's still room left for the move. I didn't do either. Definitely not the meat on the bone thing for Lulu and for LL. And you know, I'm trading with big picture trends, so I'm not mad at myself there. Lulu, I didn't really have a real entry. This is a real entry in an LL, but at the wrong time. So anyway, the obvious trade for today for a trend trade was Weight Watchers. So you know, I was not prepared for this, and you know, you don't get the easy trades when you know, don't prepare well. So I hadn't marked this level. I wasn't ready to go. You know, it would have been pretty easy to say that you would have had, you know, look, opening range high, 10 o'clock, you know, opening range high is right here. Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. There's my, you know, would have been buying right in there. Prior support becomes prior resistance becomes support, excuse me. So combining two of my entries right there, prior resistance becomes support with the intraday trend, buy, like bam, right there. And you're risking, you know, even the VWAP, you know, call it 30 cents, 30 cents to make, you know, a buck 35, so it's 4-to-1, and you know, this is stock that's right in my price range, so there's no reason why I should have missed Weight Watchers. This was bad on my end, and you know, could have anticipated this low resistance, so you just, or you know, could have bought in this little consolidation here, and you know, even if you risk 40 cents, you're still, you know, making it 3-to-1. So you know, just buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip, like all the way up. The best trades are the easiest trades, you know, and this is one of those cases where I did not trade the easy trade, and there's no excuse for missing this. So, piss poor job on my end. Blue, you know, big picture in blue, or you know, blue is a biotech. We like that. Big picture in blue is, you know, up. Big picture is up, yeah. But recent trend action is sideways, you know, and obviously we've seen some big wide range days coming down, but we're still kind of just trapped in this bigger picture range. So there wasn't really a big picture trade, but intraday, you know, if you just kind of slid this back, you know, potential intraday downtrend, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, potential lower high. So, you know, as this is popping up right in here, you know, maybe could have shorted a stop above VWAP, risk a buck. So if you're risking a buck, you know, so you're risking a buck right in there. You know, get out at the very end of day, you still have a 3.5-to-1. So let's talk about crafting risk reward trades. I mean, this is definitely, you know, just an intraday trend trade. You know, kind of getting below the last 24 days, trading days. So basically the last month's low. Yeah, I mean, so anyway, that was, there were a couple opportunities, especially Weight Watchers. That was the trade from Friday, and it's like that's all I need is one trade a day. And you talk about taking a trend trade in Weight Watchers versus losing money in LL and Lulu, and like you do that every day. That's the difference. So I'm very disappointed in myself that I did not follow the process very well on Friday. Monday I did. Let's go back to review my trades. On Monday, had a pretty good day. Nvidia, traded. It was not a naked. So what was good about Nvidia? Not a naked gap Kellner. Opened up within the past couple days and then broke out to all-time highs. Trading with the big picture trend up. There was real volume on this day. Had a solid entry. Go back. Had a solid entry in Nvidia. You know what I mean? Like there's all kinds of those things. So good, right? Momo, same shit. Momo naked gap Kellner. No, opened within the prior days and then broke out. Real volume on this day. Trading with the trend at the all-time high. Had a real entry in Momo. You know what I mean? Celgene, okay, not so much. Yeah, there's this overlap. There's this weakness in the background, but yeah, we're definitely talking about a prior potential support area and what's the real from 118.55 to 117.30. So what's my prior potential, like a $1.20, and from where I entered in Celgene, it was like it was up here, but I think my profit potential was like 90 cents. And I think I had to risk like 40 to get it. So I mean, 2-1. So not an A+ trade. I think maybe a B trade at the very very best, but that's not what I should be focusing on. W, big. I was trading with the big picture trend. We've got recent volume, in the background. 4 days overlap, so definitely daily compression. Wide range day, not a lot of volume, but I did trade with the intraday trend. Intraday trend, higher, low, high, and I bought somewhere in here, so risking to an appropriate spot. So, had a wide range day. Wish it didn't gap up or gap down the next day, but W I think was definitely one good trade, but then obviously Lulu and LL were not. So just kind of summarize the week. Still had, even if you call us Celgene, like a break-even day. And so like I traded averagely one day. I traded poorly, very poorly on Friday, but still Monday, Tuesday, and even if you don't call W an A+ trade, like 2 A+ trades, right? Plus maybe a B+ trade in W, and then a B, C trade in Celgene, and definitely 2 Fs to grade myself. I definitely had an F. So I would have overall the week, like I think I would take an average of like a B. So I traded, my week was maybe like a B on my end of as far as like stock selection execution. And okay, like, yeah, I had a profitable week. So that's basically it. Just like trade good stocks, have real entries, trade with the big picture trend, and make sure there's still room left. Those are my 3 biggest things I need to continue to focus on. I will continue to focus on going forward. And if I do that, I feel like I can find the path to profitability on most days. So yeah, anyway, that's it. Saw some international football games like soccer, so that was pretty neat. Watched Korea, the under-20s team, beat Guinea, and also England played Argentina, so it was pretty neat over the weekend. Anyway, play later.